Hi, welcome to Loft 801. My name is Diego, and today I'm talking about The Front Room. It is the latest film released by brothers Sam and Max Eggers, related to my favorite director, Robert Eggers. The Front Room is an A24 psychological horror film that delves into the complexities of familial relationships, racial tensions, and the unsettling dynamics of cohabitation. Released on September 6, 2024, the narrative follows pregnant Belinda and the intrusion of her devoutly religious mother-in-law, Solange. Now, before I hop into my review, if you want to support the channel, then please take a second to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thank you, I really appreciate it. As a warning, this review will contain some heavy spoilers, so please continue at your own risk. Lastly, if there's anything you want to see reviewed, don't forget to let me know by leaving a comment and I will do my best to get to it. Thank you, I'm hopping in 3, 2, 1. The story begins with Belinda, who is grappling with professional dissatisfaction and the ambivalence of motherhood. Curl me too. Not the motherhood part, but the professional dissatisfaction. Following the death of her husband Norman's father, she persuades him to take in his stepmother Solange, despite his deep-seated fears and past traumas. Seeing her ignore his warnings and concerns immediately made Belinda an unlikable protagonist and made it hard for me to sympathize with her later on. Solange's arrival disrupts the household as her overbearing religious practices and racist remarks create a hostile environment. She refers to Belinda as Belinda, and it's a crazy play on words and the hard R to hammer home her underlying racism. As Solange becomes increasingly erratic and invasive, Belinda experiences disturbing visions and sleep disturbances, blurring the lines between reality and hallucination. The tension escalates to a climax where Belinda confronts Solange, leading to a dark and ambiguous resolution. The film navigates the themes of maternal anxiety, racial prejudice, and psychological impact of oppressive relationships. It portrays the struggle for autonomy within one's own home and the insidious nature of control masked as care. The tone is consistently eerie, but never quite tense. At least, there aren't any scares in this movie. It's more of a thriller than a horror movie. There are some undercurrents of dread, but the slow burn approach tends to somewhat undermine the tension. Effectively killing the tension is the character interactions. Like I said, from the start of the film, I could not sympathize with Belinda. She willingly quit her job and then would get mad at her husband for having to go to work instead of staying home to take care of his stepmom, who she wanted to invite into their home. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't care if she's pregnant and under a lot of stress. She brought it onto herself and then takes out her anger on her husband. There are many points where she could kick Belinda out and put her in a home, but she doesn't, and eventually she can't. Brandy Norwood does a good job with her acting. It's just unfortunate her character sucked. I'm sorry, but I couldn't care less about Belinda. Belinda's biggest op, Solange, is a disturbing presence in the home. Kathryn Hunter single-handedly carries this movie with her chilling intensity to the role. She perfectly fits the look of a deeply religious, racially prejudiced woman with a near-suffocating zeal for tradition and control. Hunter does an amazing job with her aura of frailty. She uses canes to walk, seems feeble, and hides behind religious rhetoric. However, as the story unfolds, it becomes clear that her physical frailty is a facade, making her both frightening and eerily captivating. I love the way she takes over the household with her dogmatic religious beliefs, even renaming Belinda's baby. Her unnerving stares, whispered prayers, and overt racist comments are perfect and the most memorable aspect of the film. She's a mother-in-law from hell. Norman is another character who kinda pissed me off in this movie. He's more complex than Belinda, but still makes some dumb decisions. After Solange invades the home, he splits his loyalty to Belinda by protecting his intrusive stepmom. His inability to break free from Solange's grip is frustrating. It sucks seeing his behavior shift and his regressive nature because of his prior abusive family dynamic. Played by Andrew Burnap, he does a fantastic job with his nuanced performance. However, like Belinda's character, it's unfortunate Norman doesn't have better writing. Everyone in this movie is unlikable. Speaking of unlikable, Pastor Lewis sucked. Played by Neil Huff, he's a minor character, but he reinforces the dismissive themes in this movie. He views Solange as a righteous and dedicated member of the community, and his bias towards her blinds him to the negative impact she has on Belinda and Norman's lives. He dismisses Belinda's fears and encourages Solange's actions. Seeing this behavior from the pastor rubbed me the wrong way. It's not a very biblical thing to dismiss the claims. Pastor Lewis is really a representation of how societal norms can sometimes enable rather than protect individuals from toxic relationships. The film's visual style is characterized by the confined home and dim lighting. It's simplistic but evokes unease and claustrophobia. The cinematography emphasizes the oppressive atmosphere of the household with lingering shots that capture the tension between characters. The production design effectively contrasts the domestic setting with the unsettling presence of Solange. The transformation of the baby's room into Solange's space symbolizes the usurpation of Belinda's role and the invasion of her personal life. The use of religious iconography and period furnishings further accentuates Solange's dominance in the clash of cultural identities within the home. That said, I wish there had been more religious iconography and that the cinematography had been more innovative. There's one incredible shot where Belinda is dressed like a religious figure holding the baby, and I wish there had been more sinister depictions like this to increase the horror in the movie. The soundtrack features a classical musical score that complements its somber and tense atmosphere. It's damn near perfect. The use of religious hymns and the chanting during Solange's rituals add to the unsettling mood. I have zero complaints about that. Before wrapping up, I want to talk about my biggest complaint with this movie. It has so much potential to be great, but unfortunately these Egger brothers failed to nail the writing and pacing. This movie is only 1 hour and 26 minutes, which should be a huge cause for celebration, but despite that short runtime, the movie feels sluggish and boring. Like I said earlier, there are some moments of tension, but they quickly become drawn out and unwelcome. The film is repetitive and there isn't anything new to add suspense. It's basically Solange moves in and creates chaos. Belinda freaks out. Solange creates more chaos. Belinda freaks out again. Solange creates more chaos. Belinda freaks out again, and so on and so forth. Spoilers, but the climax of this movie isn't worth it because there is no climax. Solange dies and the film continues to roll. The final scene is the revelation that Belinda killed Solange, but I don't care about Belinda, so I don't care about this scene. It just feels bland and stale. The Front Room is a disappointing experience and a poor addition to A24’S repertoire. The film's exploration of maternal ambivalence and the racial tension is compelling, yet its execution leaves much to be desired. The character of Belinda, while central to the narrative, lacks sufficient development to elicit empathy or investment in her journey. Norman's passive demeanor renders him a less engaging character, and the film's resolution is anticlimactic, lacking a satisfying payoff. Kathryn Hunter single-handedly carries this movie as Solange with her chilling intensity to the role. The confined setting of the house, intended to heighten tension, instead contributes to a sense of monotony. The film's potential is evident in its thematic ambitions and performances, but it ultimately falls short of delivering a cohesive and impactful horror experience. The lack of genuine scares and bland storytelling make this a movie only the most die-hard horror or A24 fans should watch. I can't recommend this movie otherwise. Thank you for listening to my review of The Front Room. If you enjoyed the content, then leave a like and hit subscribe. If you did not enjoy the content, thank you for sticking around. As always, I would love to read what you have to say, so leave a comment and let me know what you're thinking. Also, if there's something you want to see reviewed, don't forget to let me know and I will do my best to get to it. Lastly, if you want to see some more from me, then you can check out my vlogs linked up above or my podcast, Good Friends. Again, thank you for watching. My name is Diego and I will see you next time.